You know what's the coolest thing about living in Guntersville? The best thing is how quickly I can get from right there to right here. Literally 5 minutes ago I left my house and now I'm on my first spot. It's I love living on this lake. Just found some fish, so I'm gonna get to fishing. Enough of the talking today, and yeah, we'll see how this goes. I'll chat some more in a second because I got some stuff to talk about. They're streaking all over the graph right now, and I'm wasting time. And I just realized that once, oh God, look at the graph. Jesus. Oh my God. If I can get a bait down, I'll catch one first drop. One would think, anyhow. All right. I was just thinking, I don't have any drop shot worms. When I get done with this, I forgot I'm not in my boat. I know my pawpaw ain't doing no drop shotting. This will be my first drop of the day. Oh, looky there. As soon as I pick my rod up, fish are gone. Very typical. All right, enough of the drop shot. I gave him a chance. Now I'm actually done playing with them. Breaking out 10XD. And there is a Tuesday nighter tonight, which I'm not fishing. And I'm hoping that these Tuesday nighter guys don't ride up on me, because that'd be annoying. Good God, I know y'all saw that. I freaking, as soon as I killed it, I mean, he just rocked it. That's a good one too. God, dude, that was freaking sick. Oh, it just came off. How about that? Biggin, don't. You son of a. Fish all over the bottom right now. I don't even have time to think about what just happened. I'm glad that wasn't in a tournament, because that was really freaking annoying. Okay. That would have just really pissed me off had that been a tournament. I can't even think straight. That was like freaking 5-pounder. That was definitely a gigantor. And wow, what a way to start this day off. That was literally my 6th cast, 5th. I don't know if y'all will be able to tell. I don't know if my hands were showing on the GoPro or not, but I was reeling. So I've got a Scrounger head on with Swimbait on the back. I was reeling it back, just a steady retrieve, and literally the second that I killed it, that fish, literally like the saying, almost took the rod out of my hand. He literally almost took the rod out of my hand. I mean, like he jumped like 2 foot of slack out. 100%, no questions asked, freaking just stroked it. That was literally one of the coolest bites I've had in a long time. And you learn a lot from bites like that. Just pay like super, good God, look how thick they are right below the dang boat. I'm gonna leave that rod there just in case I see them again. You learn a lot from bites like that, because now I can promise you I'm gonna be doing a lot more stopping and going. A lot of times I'll just eat it on a steady retrieve, or you know, they'll key in on certain things, but I know for a fact how that one wanted it. I mean, the second that I killed it, and I didn't kill it because I thought I was like about to get bit or anything. I killed it because I figured the bait was, you know, when you're throwing a swim bait, you want it to stay pretty close to the bottom, like within you know, within a couple feet of the bottom, within a foot of the bottom or 2 foot. So I was just checking to make sure my bait was close. You know, a lot of times I'll just, you keep reeling, and then kill it and let it fall back to the bottom and then keep doing the same thing. And really 90% of the time, that's just to make sure the bait stays on the bottom. That was really cool. Oh my God, they're schooling everywhere. Please, 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 please. Oh my God, those are some giants too. Oh man, the one I just saw swirl beside the boat was a freaking big one. Gone. God. Freaking crushed it, dude. Wow. Look how freaking fat that fish is. I mean, but maybe a 3-pounder, maybe. Look how freaking fat he is. The fish is so fat, just down there gorging. He's got a tiny, tiny mouth, but a stud belly. See you, buddy. Woo. Go have fun. So I guess when I just caught that first fish, I guess I brought the school up, because as soon as I did, as soon as I let that fish go, they just started schooling like a mother. I don't know what happened. I saw the graph, like, that was the reason I did that short intro, is as soon as I started talking, I saw the graph get wild. So I backed off of them and started, made a couple casts with a big crankbait and a drop shot, whatever. And then as soon as I first cast with this swim bait, I caught one. And then they all came up schooling. As soon as that fish jumped out of the freaking dumb boat, they just all came up schooling. That was cool. Cool way to start the video. First couple minutes. If I was fishing that Tuesday nighter, I'd have 2 for about 8 pounds. Also, I know everyone's been saying I need to weigh my fish. I will start weighing my fish as soon as I get my boat back, and I should have my boat back tomorrow. So hopefully this is going to be the last video out of this boat. Hey, buddy. What you doing?
First of all, for that noise I just heard.
Yeah, that catching noise. It's not. There's no.
Everybody listen up. Okay, guys, Greg had to step out of the meeting, and I'm like.
Hey, Luke. Luke, hang on one second. Luke, can you hear this noise?
It's splashing the fish I hear.
It was some fish splashing around. Hey, Luke, I unfollowed you yesterday, by the way, too.
Did you really?
Yeah. Oh God, there's fish coming up again. Luke, hold on. Just stay on the phone. Tell all of my subscribers that's watching this video that they need to like this video if I catch one.
I hope you never get another bite. I hope your hooks are dull. I hope your barbs are mashed in. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna step out. I hope you really get a hook in your arm.
Oh.
Dang it.
Dude, they're so look, look at that shad right there. That is the exact size of this jerk bait. I mean, it's this swim bait. That minnow right there, I know y'all can't see it on the camera. It's literally the exact size of this jerky, Jay. I just caught like 3 in a row.
Heck yeah. I'm jealous.
All right, so that was Duncan. And Duncan had some big meeting today. Now he's driving home. Oh God, here they come again. Yeah, so he just called to check up on me. I don't know how many I caught while he was on the phone. I think 2, maybe just 1. But they severely came up schooling. But he was in the middle of a good conversation. And like a good friend, I wanted to listen in on it, so I didn't ask him to get off the phone. But when he heard the fish schooling, he volunteered to get off the phone. So anyhow, I'll call him back later. As for now, wanted to update y'all on the fact that I am ledge fishing, but these fish are schooling. They're not, I'm seeing the fish on the graph. And here's something weird, and I don't know if this is causing them to school more, but the current is actually moving up the river today, which means that they are filling up the lake. The lake has been, we haven't had a lot of water. This is a TVA lake, so this is where a lot of the state gets their power from, the North Alabama. We get our power from the, you know, the dam, the power that the dam creates here. And so, anyhow, they have to pull water out to get power, but if there's not rain, then the lake just empties, basically. So I guess they have got it down to where it was too low for their liking. Now they're filling it back up. So when they fill it back up, they close the lower dam, but they still bring water in from the upper dam. And that causes the current to actually back up for some odd reason. Yesterday, I would have been sitting on the inside of the creek side, throwing under the bridge, the opposite. Well, I can't explain this without seeing the bridge, but anyhow, you get the point. I was throwing at current, blah, blah, blah. But as for now, I'm really worried about these schooling fish because, oh, there's one right there. That feels like a good one too. Oh, not a good one, but I mean, he is a good one. He's not a giant. I feel like I would definitely have won that 2-cent hider, but I just didn't want to fish at Pawpaw's boat. I want to get back home, catch some fish and get back home. This fish ate the swimbait upside down and it cut his tongue. So I'm going to get him back in. He's not bleeding though, so that's a good thing. Little old chunker right there. So this school is, it's actually kind of fun. They're super aggressive because they're chasing fish all the way up to the surface and busting on them, and then they're all going back down and I'm catching them while they're down. So with this scrounger head, I'm able to catch both of them with the same bait. So I've caught 4 fish so far. 2 of them have been on the bottom, 2 of them have been on the top. So kind of a cool bait to have. Oh, I got another one. No, I don't, missed it. Man, they're crushing this thing down there. I shouldn't have swung on that one. I got happy. And don't swing on a scrounger on a swimbait. Just let the rod load up and you'll hook them every time. I've done that twice now. I could have had a lot more fish, but I get to talking, get all jacked up, then I swing on them, miss them. There's a lot of biting fish right here, though, I know that. But they're chasing the bait up to the top and schooling. Then when they're down, they're still eating and gorging while they're down, and I'm catching them both ways, which is freaking a lot of fun. And I saw one of the shad came really close to the boat earlier. These aren't gizzards, these are threadfin they're schooling on. The gizzards are really huge, and that's when you know, those schools that get on them gizzard shad, 10XD works really good. A 5, 6, 7-inch Bastrix works really good. Even the big Jerky J works really good. These fish are schooling on threadfin though, so I'm throwing a smaller Jerky J. And man, they're really enjoying it, to be honest. Probably catch them right now on a little 4-inch flutter spoon, or even a jigging spoon, just jerking it off the bottom. Also, I know a lot of people, and including myself, learned about the Jerky J because of Lambert. You know, Jason Lambert kind of made this thing popular. And the deal about the Jerky J, the reason this thing's so good is a lot of people throw a paddle tail swim bait, and so you rig it on just a regular jig head with a big paddle tail and it thumps on the back. This with a straight tail swim bait like this Jerky J or even a fluke, you can see that you rig it on a scrounger head, and the scrounger itself is what creates the action, and it creates kind of a rolling action like this, but it rolls the entire swim bait. And so instead of getting this a lot of side to side action with a with a lot of tail thump, you're getting a lot of roll action. So anyhow, it's a different appearance, still a swim bait style, which is really good. Obviously, a lot of people catch a ton of fish on a swim bait. This just makes it a little bit different than what everyone else is throwing with that big paddle tail on the back, just thumping around. So just something to keep in mind. It's not a save all. Like it's not like this is the best piece of tackle I got, because that's definitely not the truth. In fact, there's several baits that I throw a lot more than this Jerky J, but there is some instances, especially like today, where the Jerky J does work really well. And so it's a tool in my arsenal, in a lot of people's arsenal. And that's another thing that I think is really important. Y'all see me, like on my channel, for the most part, if you've watched all of my videos, or even on half my videos, you'll see that I really like throwing two things. Well, I guess three. A 6XD, a 10XD. I'm just going to category that as a big crankbait. So I like throwing a big crankbait, and I like throwing a big worm. I throw a big worm a lot. And so y'all see that a lot on my channel, but what you don't see is the casts in between the fish where I was not throwing the big worm or the big crankbait. And in my opinion, and you know, you might disagree with me on this, but in my opinion, the casts in between those sometimes can be just as important, because you know, you might get bit. You know, you might throw a football jig out there, or you know, a swim bait or something, and when you're reeling it back, you get bit, and for whatever reason that triggered them. Like, for example, perfect example actually, when I pulled up on the school earlier, I made 3 casts with a 10XD, 3 casts with a drop shot, probably 2 casts with a football jig, and then I picked up this swim bait, and they bit the swim bait. But my opinion is, like, you know, did all of those casts prior to me catching one, did those casts matter? Like, did they get the fish turned on? And I think that they do. I think it's not just what are they going to bite that day, because there's a lot of days where they don't bite, you know, they don't always bite the 10XD. But, and this could just be my opinion, and it might sound stupid, but you know, I think those casts in the middle do matter. You know, yeah, I didn't get bit on the football jig, but what if that triggered them? They saw something different than seeing that 10XD 4 or 5 casts in a row, and then once I threw that swim bait back at them, it just got them pissed off. I just think rotating through baits is a really, really good thing, not just always on the ones that they're biting on. If that makes sense. It might not make sense. Makes sense in my little head though. All right, well, they quit biting on this spot. But when I leave a spot, a lot of times I'll bomb a cast. When I'm throwing a crankbait, I'll bomb a cast way out the back, put the trolling motor on high, and I'll long line 1 cast just to see. Like, you know, normally you sit below the, you know, down river from the school, you throw up current so that you can bring your bait back with the current. That's how I fish 99% of all the spots I go to. But when I leave a spot, I like to graph over it one time while I'm dragging this crankbait behind, and just see if that triggers them in a different way, or, you know, maybe just gives me another bite, but just because they've been seeing the bait come from the same angle, and, you know, maybe it might trigger them something different if I throw at them a different way. So that's kind of my way of thinking anyhow. And actually, I just saw a lot of fish. I'll sit right here for a few more minutes actually. I just saw a lot of fish suspended in 7 feet of water right under the bait. I haven't seen them come up schooling in a while though. But I'm gonna throw that Jerky J out, count it down to about 8 seconds. Hopefully that'll be about 7 foot. I don't know. I'll count at 7 seconds. I'll count at 7 seconds. And see if I can get them to bite. That'd be cool. All right, last cast with the Jerky J, just to see if this works. I don't know. I want to cast this sucker out about there. It's actually a little bit too far. Counting down 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I should have been counting. This is just a random guess. So probably gonna do one more cast after this. But I saw a lot of fish suspended right under this gigantic clump of bait, and they were at 7.5 feet. Gigantic clump of bait, but there was a freaking ton of fish. Let's just see. All right, so this boat that's behind me right now, thought it'd be cool to just pull up on the ledge that I was fishing, and literally, like, he stopped out in the middle of the lake and just started riding straight to me. And I know that he wasn't graphing. He never looked at his graph. He literally, there's a boat right there, that boat right there, literally rode up beside me and graphed straight to where I'm graphing, but wasn't looking at anything. Like, specifically, I know for a fact that that guy right there pulled up just to see what I was doing. It's extremely obvious. Like, I'm pretty heated right now, I'm not gonna lie, because there's a huge difference, and there's a huge respect level that guys have who ledge fish. I've done it a lot, and there is absolutely a respectful way to fish a spot that someone else is fishing. Now, if it's a small spot, or if there's a small school of fish, it's not okay. It's not okay to ride up on somebody and try to fish the same spot as them. But if there's fish scattered out or down a ledge, and everyone knows that there's fish there, meaning, you know, you often see 5 or 6 boats within a 100-yard stretch. In my opinion, that's okay to fish, because that's kind of called a community hole, and people, it's kind of assumed that, you know, today there's going to be several people fish this spot, and the best way to do it, in my opinion, you know, ride up close to the guy, away from the ledge, away from where he's throwing at, ride up close to him, turn your big motor off, and just say, hey dude, do you mind if I fish up here? Sometimes he's gonna say yes if you ask him that way. A lot of times he'll say no. And the thing is, just don't fish. Like, he's like, hey man, I'm catching them, or I'm in a tournament, or I've got this deal. Just come back. It's not that important to get somebody that pissed off literally over one spot. Like, so frustrating, dude. There is respect on the ledges. There's not a lot though, and it's so frustrating because you work hard to find a spot, and a guy like that 100% just rode there to see, not necessarily, obviously he doesn't know it, you know, I'm not saying just because it was me, but he would have done it if there was any boat out there. That's the thing that's frustrating, is these guys, they just want to see what you're fishing. What's this guy fishing? What's this guy fishing? And that's so freaking, it's not right, dude. There's nothing okay about it, in my opinion. Well, today is hopefully gonna be my last day out of the red boat. I think I get my boat back tomorrow, hopefully. They fixed the trolling motor, and yeah, super excited about that. But one thing I wanted to touch on, I was gonna say this in the beginning of the video, but those fish started schooling too soon, or I saw them too soon and didn't feel like talking. But the spot that I just found that I just fished, I went right to them, saw them, and started catching them. I have never caught fish there before. I fished around there before, but I've never fished that spot. But on one of my previous videos, I found those fish that day. Never caught a fish there. And I said to y'all, and I'll put the card to that video right here. I'll link it at the end too. I said to y'all, you know, remember a mental note or put a waypoint on places if you find fish or you get a bite, you know, even if you don't catch one there, because you never know what that spot or that bite will do for you in the future. Prime example was, there's a little bit more wind today than there was that day. It's a little bit cloudy. It's just a different day. That one particular day was no wind, no current, no clouds at all. Just a super hot day. So anyhow, today was a completely different day. Went out there, checked that spot very first. I saw a ton of fish there. So what I'm getting to with this is just reiterating the fact to remember the places that not even necessarily that you caught them at. I just knew there'd be fish over there. I didn't catch them that time though, but turned out today it worked out perfectly for me and we caught some fish. So What an awesome afternoon. Sun is kind of starting to go down behind me. And I'm gonna go home, get some supper cooked, work on tomorrow's video that's gonna post tomorrow. Then this one will post on Friday. Keep in mind, I'm gonna post videos, or try my best. I've done it for the last probably 4 weeks maybe. Posting videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. I'm gonna try my best to do that for the remainder of the year. If you ever log into YouTube or you don't see a 9 o'clock post on Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, for now that's gonna be a posting schedule. If you don't see a post at 9 o'clock, then I'm not gonna post that day. But for a while, I will continue to post at Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9 o'clock. Another thing, no, I'll just save that. Got some really cool things that some of them finished today, and some of them are super close to finishing. Y'all are gonna be really excited to hear about them. But for now, I'm gonna wrap this video up by saying thank you to everyone who subscribed to my channel. I broke 6,000 followers today. The last time I made a video, I had just broke 5,000. So anyhow, this thing's growing like crazy. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. My channel is growing at an extremely rapid pace, and I can't thank all of you enough. Trying to get to 10,000, and then just gonna keep making goals to be one of those bigger channels that get to spread the knowledge that I have, which is muy pequeño, and just get to have fun. Like I go do fun things, and I want to share that with all of you through YouTube. So again, thanks to everyone for watching my channel. If you haven't already, please subscribe. If you enjoyed those fish catches, give the video a thumbs up, and I will see you all